Okay, so all right, this week I want to talk about perception and how I need to change my perception on life in general, just my perception of the world. They're like schizophrenic, delusional perceptions where when you become psychotic, your perceptions change and the way you perceive the world is it changes. I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about psychosis. I'm just talking about my perception in terms of like my depression. So here's the thing, right? I put myself down a lot. A lot. I perceive myself to be a bad person. I'm not. I perceive myself to be fat. I'm not. I perceive myself as useless, unintelligent, lazy, stupid, dumb, all that. But I mean, is that really true? Like, that's my perception. But I'm sure there are people out there who perceive me differently. Maybe you guys don't see me and think, oh, well, she's stupid, lazy, ugly, fat, and good for nothing. But that's how I perceive myself. And it's not like a conscious thing. That's just how I feel, and that's how I see myself and my situation. But it's like, how can I expect others to like me when I don't even like myself? That's why I need to change. I need to change my outlook. I need to change my perspective, because it's all a matter of perspective. Things aren't as bad as all that. They're not as bad as I make them up in my mind. You know, my situation is only as bad as I think it is. It's only as bad as what I perceive it to be, because the perception becomes your reality. Your perception is essentially your reality. And in reality, I do, but I shouldn't think that I'm a bad person. So I need to work on that. But that's my perception. That's my reality. But I mean, life is what you perceive it to be. I see the world as a harsh, evil, terrible place because of the stuff that happened to me when I was a child. That's my perception, but that's not true. The world isn't necessarily a horrible, like there are horrible people in the world, obviously, but the world itself, it's not a bad place. It's not. But I perceive it to be that way, and it's not a conscious thing, because it must be subconscious, because I can say whatever, but it's how I feel, in here that needs to change. Fundamentally, it needs to switch up and get a new outlook on life. I need a new outlook on life, a new attitude when going about my affairs and just existing. One that's a lot less miserable. Like, I feel like my life sucks, but does it really? I've got a wonderful family, amazing subscribers, and then just lots of stuff to be happy about. So I've started journaling. Well, I've been journaling for a while, but in my journaling, I've started to practice gratitude. So I'll write one thing every day that I'm grateful for before I go into the rest of the journaling. And that it has made a difference. Just writing about gratitude, just gratitude journaling. I made a video about gratitude. You guys have probably already seen that. But just practicing gratitude and just seeing the brighter sides of things on a daily basis. That has been helping. Obviously, I'm not 100% healed. This is still a problem. But journaling about what I'm grateful for has actually helped. It has. Life can be beautiful if you change your perspective, but it's hard with depression because it literally changes your brain chemistry, and it's really hard to override that. So you can't put a price on good mental health. You could be the richest person in the world, but if your perspective is bad and your outlook on life is bad, then you might not even be really happy. Or you could be like super poor or broke like me. But if I change my attitude and my perspective, change my perception, I could live to be a happy life. I could live a happy life. Because of this, I've decided that 2023 is going to be my year, the year I change my perception, the year that I get all this under control, and I start looking at things through a positive lens. It's not easy. It's going to take actual effort and overriding all of those horrible thoughts that come naturally, and then acknowledging those thoughts and then replacing it with something more constructive in terms of my perception and how I perceive myself and the world. The world isn't a horrible place, and I'm not a horrible person. That doesn't feel right to say, though. So I need to keep telling myself these things, that the world's in a bad place. I'm not a terrible person. I'm not fat. I'm not this. I'm not that. I just need to get into the habit of saying it again and again until I can get it through my thick skull that it's not that bad. Life is not that bad. You know, it's a matter of perception, and that's a matter of perspective. I need to change my perspective, and that'll change my perception. So I guess I got that to work on. Anyway, I feel like I'm rambling now. I'll leave you guys there. If you guys have any tips for changing your perception or changing your perspective or anything like that, let me know in the comments. If you are going through this, just know that you are not alone. I'm going through it too. All right? And I will see you guys next time. Peace.